about that. And Elena, thank you very much for the warm welcome. It's a real privilege to be back in Berlin and with you, having this strategic dialogue. And can I say that how much I welcome the partnership that we're forming. You speak with such strength about Ukraine. You speak with great moral clarity about what is happening in the Middle East, and it's a real privilege to be working with you. And although it's only been for a short time, I think we are proving to be very strong allies, very strong partners, and good friends, and that's as it should be. I first visited Berlin back in the early 1990s. I even found a picture of myself hacking at the remnants of the wall that had by then come down, and I'm looking forward to revisiting that spot with you today. As Prime Minister, I visited Germany 12 times as a sign of how much I value this relationship and what a vital partnership there is between Britain and Germany. And one of my favourite visits was when Her late Majesty the Queen came to on one of her many visits to Germany, and I was able to accompany her and saw in what high regard she was held here. And I was delighted to see that His Majesty the King's first state visit was here to Germany, showing how he wants to carry on his mother's incredible work in building the relations between our two countries. This is my second visit to Germany in the 3.5 months that I've been doing this job, and I hope that we've shown that that this British Conservative and this German Green are absolutely joined up. We've already done a joint article in the newspapers which really pioneered what we're saying about the need for a sustainable ceasefire in the Middle East. We helped bring together the Munich meeting where European countries and America together with Gulf and Arab partners talked about some of the things we need to do to not only bring the conflict to an end but build peace in the Middle East. We've worked incredibly closely together on this issue of how we get more aid into Gaza. And I completely agree with what Annalena has said. Yes, we must look at the options on the sea. We must look at options, as we've done, of delivering aid by air, as we've done recently with the Jordanians. But nothing must distract us from the fact that ultimately, if we want to avoid famine, if we want to avoid disease, if we want to help people in Gaza, we need 500 trucks a day. That means more crossing points. It means simpler logistics. It means stopping sending back items that would be perfectly harmless. It means making sure there's proper deconfliction inside Gaza so you can get this aid around. It means more visas for the UN staff so they're able to help deliver these things. This need really is urgent. I made these points to Minister Gantz when I met him yesterday, and I make these points again today to urge all parties, and of course it's not just the Israelis, there are others involved, but all parties, principally the Israelis, to make this happen and make this happen now. Of course, the other priority in the Middle East is how we bring about this stop to the fighting, which we want to happen now. We want this pause to happen now with this hostage deal that's now on the table, and Hamas should accept it. They are the ones now holding up the stopping of this fighting. But the crucial work that Annalena and I have been doing is to say, how do we turn a pause into a permanent, sustainable ceasefire without going back to the fighting? What are the conditions necessary? And if we can put in place the return of the hostages, if we can put in place a new technocratic government on behalf of the Palestinian Authority, if we can set out that political horizon for the Palestinian people so they can see a future where they have the dignity of statehood, and if we can reassure Israel that the leaders of Hamas, the people responsible for the horrors of October the 7th, will have to leave Gaza and the infrastructure of terror will be taken down. If we can do those things, we can start to build towards not just a permanent ceasefire, but also a solution. And we will do everything we can working together to help to bring that back.